Yeah, it still shows up on the map, so I should make shears and go looking for sheep, probably. Actually, no, I shouldn't. We still want to build that spawner, so I'm going to go...
Harvest more cobble.
Yeah. Well, first I should put all this dye away. So that if I die, it doesn't go away. Alright. Or I should throw whatever was in my hand. I don't know, and I don't care right now. I'll put it there. There. That's our markings chest. Oh, I got a pink tulip somewhere. That's pink dye. Alright. So, and then these useless ass seeds. Alright. I will go...
Some things we're gonna like. Some colors we will have trouble producing because I think you need cactus to make green dye, and I'm pretty sure the only biome that exists is this.
We actually, as far as I know, can never get cactus.
Yeah.
Alright.
Because we will never have starter cactus to make it grow. Like, we can get sand. That's not impossible. We just can't get...
I wonder what materials we have. Oh, wait, I have a better idea. I could go dig up dungeon bricks, and we could use that to build the mob grinder.
You mean the fortress?
Yeah. Or we could take this one down and rebuild it over there.
Well, wasn't the point that we would have two?
Yeah, that was. Yeah, good point. I think we should build the next one, though, so that it actually lets out the treasure into the house.
Well, all we need for that is more, what's it?
Are you in the house?
I can be shortly.
I
just hopped up out of the trench.
Did you want a nap, or...?
As soon as I can find my way back in, yeah.
Well, at least our home is relatively secure.
It's okay. Wait, that should have been... Yeah, down here. Up here. Over here.
Through the duck. Over the river and through the woods.
Well, get me enough materials and I can build you a duck.
We shall build a mighty iron duck. Oh god, that was actually... Alright, there was a comedy writer from the 1920s, Robert Benchley. His grandson went on to write Jaws. Which was weird. His son, actually, Nathaniel Benchley, wrote a great horror story. I can never remember anything about it other than it came up with my absolute favorite curse of all time, which was son of an everlasting spun glass bitch. And I have no idea why it was so hilarious, but it stuck with me my entire life. But he once wrote a story, because it was the 20s or earlier in many cases, or it might have been the 30s. And, of course, you went out to theater at the time.
Right.
So he once wrote a fake opera called The Night of the Iron, The Night of the Iron Duck. And it was, you could tell by reading it, the man absolutely despised opera. And it was but he was a, writer, so he had to go. But yeah, it was hilarious, and I would never I can barely remember my shoes in the morning, so I'm not going to remember, a big elaborate thing, but it basically just makes fun of opera so badly that, a lot of the tropes he used are still, used today. Or at least I should say that apparently people hated opera the exact same way that people today hate it. And with a passion. He also kept talking about, he, in a way, is what I expected to be when I grow up. Because people just kept bringing him things. Like, whatever it was. Including, at one point, someone brought him a very large, two-headed calf that was stuffed, taxidermied.
Uh-huh.
And he was like, and I couldn't say no because someone brought me a large two-headed calf. I am not going to say, no, I will not take this very rare, unusual, and weird gift that I will likely only ever see one of.
Right.
Like, so now I have a two-headed calf, and it scares the bejesus out of me. So I put it in the closet. And I put it in the closet facing away from the door, and now I can never open that closet again. Because I am scared out of my mind that when I go to open the closet this time, it will be facing the door. I was talking about, various...
Well, the way you remedy that is, before you put it in, you put a bell around it.
Yeah.
So that if it does move, you have advanced warning, so you know, don't ever open this door.
Just stay, bored over the door.
Move.
He was talking about, at the time, the railroads were phasing out a type of car called a Pullman car, which I think is a car that you could sleep in. I'm not sure if I remember anyway. But, yeah, like, it either had seats that reclined into beds or whatever. He's like, I live on the second floor of a house in an apartment, and I still expect one day to hear the noise of my front door opening and someone pulling a fucking Pullman car up my front steps. And that is the day I will not open the door. And I'm trying to tear this down, and oh man, there's a lot of monsters walking around this town around me very casually.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Well, they appear to be more interested in houses and what's going on in them.
I assume it's mostly zombies and stuff.
Actually, no, the only ones I've seen so far are skeletons.
Which is even odder that they're not interested in you.
They're probably slightly glitched.
Maybe? Maybe it is you who has the lag this time.
It could very well be, which is odd.
Right.
I have lag and you don't.
Mm-hmm.
But,
that definitely would be odd.
Come on. I just want to get this house down, get some cobble.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna have to gather so much cobble.
Well, I'm taking another building apart, so...
Well, are we done with or almost done with the area around the house?
Oh, hell no. I did not even get one side fully tiled in with 3 stacks of tiles. That's half of why I'm going cobble.
Ah, boy. We are going to be busy.
Yeah, I mean, that's not even, like, accounting for... because I'm using cobblestone tiles for that. But that doesn't even include the effort of cooking the cobblestone into smooth stone to make smooth stone tiles out of it. It's just... throw the tiles together with whatever I have, it still isn't enough.
Yeah.
And since we want to build the monster thing, I don't want to devote all of the cobblestone resources into that.
I'm going to say, well, we should probably pick one and do that first.
Well, I was going to say, the trench lining is a lower priority project, I think.
Yeah.
Because, that's not going anywhere, and that's just a slight utility bonus getting it done.
And what I have learned is tearing down a regular house is not worth it.
No, I tore down one of the towers, which got me a lot of cobblestone. I tore down the bottom half of a library just because it was there and there was a good amount of stone to it.
Yeah.
And then I tore down one of the blacksmith shops that we'd already kind of abused, which also got me a good amount of stone. So that's basically my strategy at the moment. Got plenty of time too. I can take down another building. Maybe not a big building, but I can take down another building. Like this one that's already broken.
I looked at the mini-map for a second, and for a very, very brief instant, I was actually kind of scared that I had just started tearing down a building inside of our house. Or inside of our fort.
Well, that would have been sad.
Yes, I mean, I would have probably gone and rebuilt it brick by brick,
naturally.
But still.
Still would have been sad.
Yes. Because then it would have been as pure as it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's wholesome. Or it's at least partly whole.
That's some hole.
That's some hole. And I can't, these days I learned I can't talk to people about Charlotte's Web. Because when I mention it to any of the newer generation, they think I'm talking about, like, I guess there was a live-action version?
I don't know about that. There was the animated version.
Yeah, there may have been a live-action version sometime recently, or I missed something in a conversation, because I'd swear I was having two entirely separate conversations with someone who was, like, 14.
Uh-huh.
I was like, I don't know what you're referencing at all. But, you know, Singing Rat. What Singing Rat? Maybe they were thinking of Animal Farm. Fuck, I don't know. You ever see the animated version of Animal Farm?
I did not.
Yeah. Well, you've heard of Animal Farm, of course. Mm-hmm. Or probably. You know, George Orwell's novel going, communism is bad.
Uh-huh.
There's an animated
with Animal House.
Yes, which is, you know, an okay
George
movie.
Orwell's story about why college is bad.
There's a lot of reasons college is bad, but yeah, it's basically him going, you know, communism is bad, and here's why. And then they animated it as a children's movie, including the bits where the pigs have, you know, dogs that work for them as essentially their secret agents and their police force, and they rip a pig apart, or rip, I believe, a pig apart because he refuses to submit to their rule. Mm-hmm. And I realized it was made sometime in, like, the 70s or maybe the 60s. I was sitting there going, the fuck is wrong with these people?
I mean, when you consider something like that, you have to think, too, that All Dogs Go to Heaven is a thing that was made.
Yeah.
A movie whose entire plot is predicated on the fact that your pet dog that you love is going to die.
Uh-huh. And this particular dog would actually go to hell.
Yeah.
If he didn't redeem himself. That lovable scamp of a main character, doomed to burn in flames.
And also, for some reason, the little girl that owned him is also going to get sick and die for reasons I couldn't really comprehend when I was 8.
No. I mean, there's a lot of things that would not get made these days. I think All Dogs Go to Heaven is probably one of those.
The thing is, in the mid-90s, they actually made a TV series out of that.
They did.
Although it was a lot less, you know, dark and depressing.
Yeah, I mean, he was basically a guardian angel dog and came down or something.
Something like that.
It wasn't hey, he's already dead, but, you know, look, he's doing good now. You dead puppy.
Uh-huh.
There's some fucked up shit along with it. The Brave Little Toaster was another fucked up one. Did you ever see that one?
No.
It's about, you know, a brave little toaster, obviously, who's trying to catch up with... I think he's trying to catch up with the family that moved and left him, or he was on vacation, or they were on vacation, or some shit, I don't know. Either way, at some point in the movie, he gets basically captured by a guy who owns a repair shop. And as the guy is sitting there, you know, he repairs whatever people bring in. And you're sitting there watching as he is ripping apart a vacuum cleaner. That way, you know, which are, of course, all living sentient things in this movie. Mm-hmm. That way he can sell a brand new motor, you know, because apparently him being a shifty businessman is just as important that he just ripped apart a sentient creature. So, you know, you're just sitting there watching as he rips apart various electronics and shoves their bits into boxes and sells them to people. Mm-hmm. Are we napping or are you?
Oh, I'm still cutting.
That's fine. I need to go put shit away. But,
I'm almost done with this building, so I should be back pretty soon. Or I'll die. I mean, one or the other.
Yeah. Well, either way, you'll be back at the building. But yeah, it's just one of those... I remember watching that when I was a kid and thinking, what the hell?
Yeah.
We have a single egg. We should collect eggs so that we can grow chickens somewhere.
I mean, far from the house, please.
Well,
they make a worse noise than the villagers do.
Well, I was thinking we could allow them to run free range inside the compound.
They still make a terrible noise.
They do.
Okay, yes, I will sacrifice that one wood plank to get the rest of this cobblestone that I've dug out.
Okay, so...
Fortunately, the villagers seem to be an adequate shield against the zombies that are running around now.
Yeah, that's the other reason I like that little villager pit there. It keeps them occupied.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of iron golems in there. I wonder if there's a way we could funnel them towards this.
Well, we were talking about that before, but I don't think we ever actually came up with anything.
I mean, they can fight water currents, sure.
They can be moved with water.
Yeah, I mean, they can resist somewhat, I believe. I don't know how much. I think that they can literally, like, walk 1 to 2 blocks in to a current before it pushes them back.
When I was testing the golem spawner stuff myself, I was able to move them with a water flume. So it does work.
We could build a golem flume. I have an idea. I may have to go try that. I mean, I'd have to build a small chute, but if we got golems into our compound, we would be extra safe.
The only thing you can't do is float them.
Yeah, they say.
So we can't raise them any. That's the only real problem with, like, controlling their movement.
At the moment, my theory is actually, all I would have to do would be build a walled 2x2 corridor and push them into it. And then push them over the wall into our compound.
Oops, that's not what I wanted to do.
Because since we have all the golems segregated into their own little pen, it could be, you know, it would be easy to pull them out of it.
Let's see.
What are you doing? What you doing?
Oh, I accidentally unloaded basically my entire inventory into the chest. So I'm trying to get back out.
I just realized how far I can actually see through this window in my bedroom, because I can see, like, through at least 2 other buildings.
I guess I don't
funny.
actually need any of the other stuff here, really.
There's outside over there.